We're following yet another deadly aviation incident, this one at an airport in Scottsdale. One person killed, 3 more hurt when a jet owned by Motley Crue singer Vince Neil collided with another plane. NBC4's Robert Kovacic is in our newsroom now tracking the developments and the video from that fatal crash. Robert.
Carolyn, Vince Neil, the lead singer of that heavy metal band Motley Crue, was not on board, but his girlfriend and her friend were, suffering non-life-threatening injuries, we are told. Now, the surveillance video we're about to show you is the moment that Neil's private plane arrives in Arizona and the fatal collision that is now under investigation. Tonight, the NTSB on scene at Scottsdale Airport, trying to determine how this happened.
Expect to go around, we just had an emergency.
Surveillance video shows a Learjet scraping the runway upon landing this afternoon, and then, according to the FAA, veers off the runway and slams into a Gulfstream jet.
Our thoughts and prayers for the individuals on the aircraft. It's certainly a tragedy that occurred.
Yo, you see that, right? It seems like the wheels, the landing wheels, like malfunction or something, like it didn't came out, or it was too late coming out or something. I don't know if the pilot make the landing gear take too long for it to come out, or it's supposed to come out automatically as soon as the plane getting close to the ground. But it seems like that's what it was, or it could have been jammed up or something, right?
The Learjet 35A was coming from Austin, Texas, and attempting to safely land when officials suspect something went wrong with the landing gear.
It appears that the left main gear failed upon landing, resulting in the accident.
Exactly right. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is crazy. I don't know. They need to check that out, yo. You know, those stuff need to be checked out every time the plane land and about to. You need to service those type of stuff, guys. Yo, this is crazy and insane.
The jet is owned by Motley Crue's Vince Neil, who was not on the plane, but his girlfriend and her friend were. In a statement, a representative says Vince Neil's thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved and is grateful to first responders. JetPro tells NBC4 in a statement there were no injuries on board their Gulfstream that was parked on the ramp, but external damages were sustained to the aircraft. Now, right now, as we wait to learn more about the person killed and 2 critically injured, after deadly aviation incidents in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Alaska, Scottsdale is now the 4th in less than 2 weeks.
Yo, this is crazy and crazy and crazier. For real, for real. That's how many. I don't understand why so many plane incidents just keep happening, yo. For no reason. This is crazy. Yo, we gonna have to dig deep into all these tragedies and stuff that's keep happening with these planes, yo. It don't look good right now.
We have team coverage with the crew on the ground near Frank Lloyd Wright and Scottsdale Road, and we're learning new details about exactly who was on that plane. We start tonight with our Lillian Donahue, who has been on the ground since about 3 o'clock this afternoon, right after that crash. Lillian, what have you learned so far?
Well, finally, after hours, the airport is open back up to planes. We finally saw some planes touching down here on the tarmac. We've been out here for roughly 7 hours today. And, you know, you can see the plane is still out here as crews were investigating for hours later. We know that the National Transportation Safety Board is on the ground investigating, looking into exactly what happened here. The moment a Learjet veered off the runway after touching down at Scottsdale Airport. The plane hit a Gulfstream jet and lodged in just behind its right wing.
It appears that the left main gear failed upon landing, resulting in the accident.
Immediately, the Scottsdale Fire Department and other local agencies jumped in. Unfortunately, they found a person dead in the plane. EMS brought 3 other passengers to the hospital with injuries. They helped a 5th person on site who declined further treatment. The fire department also said they had to make sure that this crash didn't threaten anyone else in the area.
We brought in additional hazmat units to clear the buildings, surrounding buildings, and get it all clear in those structures.
Those who work around the airport told me today they heard the tires pop and a loud bang before even realizing the severity of the crash. Everyone who's come by this area tonight, sad to find out someone lost their life.
On behalf of the city of Scottsdale, the Scottsdale Airport, our thoughts and prayers for the individuals on the aircraft. It's certainly a tragedy that occurred.
And Scottsdale's Mayor Lisa Borowski echoed that sentiment along, adding, quote, "We will keep all affected by this tragedy in our prayers. I would also like to thank our first responder community for their quick action and service in this situation. We're, of course, going to keep you up to date throughout our newscast tonight and online." In Scottsdale, Lillian Donahue, Arizona Tonight.
Our ABC 15 investigators have been digging into this crash all night and found out that plane that crashed is registered to Chromed in Hollywood LLC, based out of Franklin, Tennessee. Now, the president is Vince Neil, a singer and the frontman of the rock band Motley Crue. Tonight, Motley Crue tweeted saying the plane carried a pilot, a co-pilot, and 2 passengers. Vince Neil was not on that plane. This is an updated tweet from the information that band shared earlier on X. And new tonight, ABC News obtained the air traffic audio from the tower. The moment that crash happened, you hear air traffic controllers telling all the planes arriving to go around.
69, go around. 47, start to climb, go around. 01 Alpha Juliet, start to climb, go around. I'll call your crosswind turn.
Arizona Tonight also got audio from the ground, and you can hear the air traffic controllers asking about the number of souls on board.
Okay, confirming our airport is confirmed a hard shutdown.
Confirmed hard shutdown, souls on board.
Copy. Can you originate where the aircraft came from and give me a number of souls on board?
Unknown souls on board.
This crash, as you know, is just the latest in a string of deadly plane incidents across the nation. Our Faye Fredericks is tracking some of those other crashes that have made headlines in recent weeks.
Javier, starting with that mid-air collision between a passenger plane and a military Black Hawk helicopter that left nearly 70 people dead last month in Washington, D.C. The NTSB confirming all major wreckage from the crash has been recovered. This is new video showing investigators examining remnants of the crash. We expect a preliminary report from the NTSB by the end of the month. We're also expecting a report on what caused another crash into a Philadelphia neighborhood last month, killing 7 people. We know the black box from that plane is being examined. Back here in Arizona, the NTSB has released a preliminary report on what went wrong leading up to a plane crash at Falcon Field in Mesa that left 5 people dead in November. Report says the aircraft overran the runway before striking the perimeter fence. A final report has not yet been released. Worth noting, tomorrow at Luke Air Force Base in the West Valley, they will be simulating a plane crash to train first responders for the real thing. So don't be alarmed if you see emergency crews in the area.
That's crazy. So, yeah, they got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much craziness going on right now with these plane crashes. You know what I'm saying? Plane crash, it ain't like a car crash or, you know what I'm saying, something like that where people might survive. When you fall out of the sky, most likely it ain't gonna be no survivals. Unless it's a crash like this where you already land and then you ran into something. So you basically became a car and then crashed into another plane while you was on the ground. That's the only way I think you could survive. But once that plane crashed into the sky, yo, your chances of surviving are slim unless you fall into some water. And it's got to be like in the summertime where that water is not freezing cold. Because you know what I'm saying? Once that water is below certain temperature, your body gonna freeze up. So, and it all depends on how far in the air that crash is. You falling from a certain miles, yo, you might die before you even hit the water, or you might die on impact of the water. Yo, it's crazy, yo. You just don't want no type of plane crashes at all. You know what I'm saying? None. We don't need these. Yo, they need to figure out what's going on so they could come to a stop and make the world be much safer again, safer to travel and stuff of that nature. Yo, make sure y'all be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love, and we up out of here.